this should be a very interesting conversation. I have done this for about 34 years, some lead generation, but I'm really interested in to hear all about your story. So without further ado, why don't you tell us how you got into did you start realty.com or did you buy it and develop it?
Definitely. I come from a heavy tech background. So I was the former CEO of a company called HostGator.com. We started out of the Founders College dorm room back in 2002. We sold in 2012 for about a $300 million exit. And shortly after that, I ended up retiring for a few years. And I saw that the domain realty.com was available. It was about an 8-figure domain. And at the time I was flipping homes, I got my real estate license. I had a small real estate team, and I really thought I could do it better. So I ended up purchasing the domain and spending about 4 years redeveloping it. We became a nationwide broker. We're a member of hundreds of MLSs on top of that. And then we're a broker in all 50 states. And we just became this product where we work with agents, where the city is your website. We work with exclusive seller leads. We recently acquired the company Estimate.com. Estimate.com is a company based for getting cash offer leads to the consumer. So one of our biggest things is we're big on coaching, big on training, big on ISA, trying to get the best quality leads and the quality product to the agents, and then making the agents better. One of my biggest goals is if you could take an agent that's doing 1 or 2 transactions and bring them to that 3 to 5 transaction mark, that's really a life-changing thing for the agent. If you close an extra 2 or 3 deals a year because you're working with a company like us, working with our coaching, our training programs, receiving our leads, working with our cash offer product, like we believe in changing lives and just making it all around better for the agents.
So Lance, you're in an industry where you're going up against some monster companies. You got Zillow, you got Realtor.com, you got Homes.com. How do you stand out and compete with them?
We try to work with the best possible, and you can't really compete with them. All you can do, you can't create new transactions in the market. All you can do is take transactions from one place and move them to another. So at the end of the day, it's who has the eyeballs wins. But when we're only working with a few people per city, you don't need to dominate the market. You don't need to be the number one agent. You just need to have enough eyeballs move from the other person to you to make a difference for the agent that you're trying to help. I tell people, if you're a Zillow Flex customer, that's amazing. If you're doing well on Flex, never leave Flex, and come to us. We're just an additional tool. If you don't have Flex, that's great. Here we are. We're a referral fee product. We don't charge referrals. We don't charge any back-end fees. We're all up front. So we end up being a pretty economical product for a lot of large teams out there, especially on the seller lead side. And we just consider ourselves an additional tool out there. We do lead nurturing also. We have products as low as $25 a month that include an IDX website, lead nurturing, where we send home value reports, home equity reports, and then we do unlimited database uploads for those reports.
Are you familiar with some of the like Boomtown and stuff like that?
Yes.
I think they're now gone, but I was with Boomtown for 6 or 7 years. Are you more like that per individual agent, or do you, in other areas, do you advertise like a Homes.com and a Zillow.com with national ads and stuff like that?
We do a little bit of everything. We advertise everywhere, whether it's connected TV, YouTube, Instagram, social media, email, anywhere you can advertise, we advertise. And we work with companies like Boomtown and KV Core and Lofty and Follow Up Boss. We integrate into almost 30 real estate-based CRMs. So the biggest thing is we do have our own backend portal you can log into, and you can play with things and do all sorts of cool stuff. But at the end of the day, we do seamless integrations into your own ecosystem. Because if you sign up with us, we don't want to make you learn a new ecosystem. We want to integrate with what you already know.
Lance, I want to talk about you actually. You're not just someone that started a company. You have a background in real estate. So did you find that important that you know the business? You probably know what people like myself and others are looking for. Is that how you came up with this concept?
Yeah, I started buying leads about 10 years ago for my team, and they just weren't converting. And back then, I didn't know anything about lead conversion. Now I'm an expert on lead conversion. That's almost all I talk about every single day is how to nurture your leads, call your leads, your 10 days of pain, everything you have to do to get a lead, get a lead down the funnel, conversion processes, how they take 3 to 9 months, how leads are individual people, and basically most of my day is coaching agents how to convert a lead. One of our biggest partnerships is Epic Realty with Josh Miller over there. They're amazing over there, and they've got about 5,000 agents, and Epic, every single one of their agents is one of our customers. Josh actually buys it for the entire company as one of his 90 plus benefits. And with that said, is like a majority of my day is spent coaching those agents, and EXP is another huge partner through their EXP Solutions product, and working with EXP agents every day, and just showing them that each individual agent, each individual lead is a client, is a person that you need to show them value. You need to show them that you're there for them. You need to help them solve the problem that they came to you to help them fix, whether it's getting a cash offer on their home, whether it's finding a new home, whether it's finding the right lender. And the more that you're able to provide value to that customer, the more you're able to bring the leads down the funnel. And the personal touch that we really give these people through our ASA and our coaching, it's what kind of makes the difference between us and somebody else.
I love that. That was an actually fantastic answer. You can meet somebody at a house and show them a house. And if they don't buy that house, what happens? You may never see that person again. But how many people do you think actually follow up with that lead and put it into a database and have a system to track it? Like you saying it's 8 months. It's not like you're buying a candy bar at a grocery store checkout counter. It takes a while.
It's the biggest decision of most people's lives. And then, and this is what I tell realtors: if you're going to buy leads from anyone but Zillow, because Zillow leads, everyone knows, they're $1,000 a piece, a lot of them. You've got Zillow Flex leads. Yeah, more than that, exactly. If you buy 100 leads and they're from any other source, you better make sure it maths out like this. Count 60 of them out. They're probably looky-loos. They've got no interest. 30 of them are 2 years out. Put them in your drips, put them in your funnel system. 10 of them have some type of intent. Out of those 10, if you get a hold of 5 to 6, that's great. Out of those 5 to 6, if you close 1, it better pay your bills. If you close 2, you're happy. If you close 3, you're doing amazing. If you close 4 to 5 in an 18-month period, you've now paid your bills, you're making money on it, you're feeding your team with it, you're doing great. So on a 1% conversion rate on a lead source, it should pay your bills. On a 5%, you should be on stages talking about how great the product is.
You're spot on and everything that I always knew about it. I've tried it. It wasn't my thing. It didn't work well for me. But do you think lead generation is probably, along with now other technology, is that the biggest change? I've done this for 34 years, and there was no, I came into the business where it was just small real estate firms. We held all the information, and now it is just a booming, crazy industry that has so many different shiny objects that pop up every day.
So it's who controls the eyeballs. And, if you control the eyeballs, you control the consumer, you create those leads, you create the conversion. Not all agents are cut out for leads. I'll tell you that 100%. It's the ones that know how to nurture. It's the ones that know how to farm, that know how to prospect. They're the ones that are able to do it. And buying leads isn't an instant return. Like if you open up an ice cream store down the street and you expect to sell 1,500 cones your first month, you're probably not going to do that. You got to build a business. You got to build a relationship with the customers. You got to build everything. It's the same as buying leads. You're investing into your future, not your present. You can't buy a lead in January hoping for it to close in February. And then it's not just the leads with us. You get coaching with us. You get the nurturing of leads. We warm up your databases. We'll ISA for you. There's a lot of things that we do outside of just lead generation, especially when people buy exclusive areas or sellers from us. We have integrations with Homeward, where in 14 different states we give a cash offer directly with that home. So the seller lead comes in, it goes into your CRM. It goes into your CRM with a PDF. That PDF has an instant offer that you can bring right to the home and say, I've got an offer on the home ready to go. Now, if they're not happy with that offer, then you could go for the listing. But right now, you just showed that consumer that within 5 minutes of them submitting a request on our website, it came into your CRM, and you now have a number that will come through, and Homeward will close on that home and buy that home. If they're not happy with that number, that's when you say, well, I've already given you a number. Would you like to list it with me? But right in the door, you just provided value. You just helped them solve that problem. And that's in 14 different states that we work with Homeward. It's one of our best partnerships, and it's one of the most interesting things that you can do, because these agents, they don't understand how important it is just to give the people the number when they're asking for it.
Could you elaborate on that? the way I understand it is homeward. If I go on realty.com and I hit the button, I want a cash offer. Who's making me that cash offer?
In 14 different states, Homeward makes the offer.
Who's homeward?
They are a company that buys homes all over the country,
Okay.
and we have a direct integration to them. When you hit "I want a cash offer," the information goes to Homeward. At the same time, it comes to us. It goes to Homeward. Homeward shoots back a PDF with an offer. That PDF with an offer goes into our realtor's CRM, and then if they close on the home, you get the listing back as your listing. That's how Homeward works.
So then homeward is reselling that home.
Correct.
So
And you
obviously-
become a listing agent.
Homeward would have to buy that at a discount in order to.
Correct.
Okay. So you're probably doing and it's sight unseen. They're buying this home.
They get pictures from the agent. It's usually sight unseen. They will send an inspector. Similar open door offer pad.
I was going to just ask if it's like open door.
Yeah, similar to them. You've got EXP has EXP offers. I think Epic has Click offers. A lot of these large cloud-based brokerages have their own instant offer programs too. So that's another great thing is that you can go through with these instant offer programs and just bring it to value, but you're usually under market value. So what I say is that gets you in the door, but a talented agent knows how to convert those listings. It's a great coach. His name is Chris Craddock. He converts hundreds of these deals a year. So he's a really good one to reach out to. His entire expertise is taking a cash offer lead and moving it to a listing.
Understood. What is the percentage of consumers that come on your website that go for those instant offers?
Let's say for every 10,000 instant offers that go in, I'd say 20 to 25% of those people will transact within an 18-month period.
Wow.
And out of those 20 to 25%, I'd say 10% of them take the cash offer. The rest of them list.
What is your biggest market that you're in?
Orlando's really big for us. Miami's a big market. So in Orlando, we work really closely with the Figueroa team. In Miami, we work with the Portal team with Jonathan Alfonso. We're really big in Dallas with the Freeman team, but we've got available markets like Vegas, and Houston's got availability, and Austin, and a lot of the big markets. Virginia Beach is a big market for us.
When you're saying that you have open markets, Lance, walk me through that. What does that look like? Like let's say I'm Cleveland. So Cleveland is an open market for one agent.
We can either do one agent if someone wants to buy exclusively, but if they were looking for a different package, we start between $500 and $1,000 a month and go all the way up to $20,000 or $30,000 a month. So if you're like, I just want sellers in Cleveland, we could start you on a seller-only package, $1,000 a month. You pay per seller lead that comes in. They're all title verified leads. With these leads being title verified, we're a 94% match rate to the owner. Sometimes homes are in trust or sometimes inherited or different things like that. Our sellers that come in, 99% of them are looking for that cash offer at first. So you got to kind of either work with the cash offer or move them to a listing. And then, you can either pay as you go, or you can put down a deposit where we can give you X amount of leads, or you could do a multi-month contract and do buyers and sellers. We're pretty much a fit for anything somebody wants at this point.
That's interesting. So I mentioned this earlier off the pod, but you've already seemed like you've been extremely successful in your life. You said you retired. Why get back into the game on a grind? And do you just want to build something?
I enjoy helping the agents. I enjoy working with the agents every day. We're building something great here. We work with the top 300 teams in America right now, and we just enjoy everything that we've been doing. Like we built a great company, and we continue to build it every day. And our traffic keeps getting better and better, and our clients keep getting better and better.
So why would I want to go with realty.com over buying leads with Zillow?
A lot of areas, Zillow Flex isn't even available anymore. They've picked the team that they're working with. So in a lot of areas, like if you're looking for something without a back-end referral fee, we're a great fit. And if you're looking for something that's, we'll say a little bit more up the funnel, but a lower cost per lead, we're a great fit too. And we're seller heavy. Zillow's buyer heavy, we're seller heavy.
What makes you seller heavy? Because of those cash offers?
The cash offer leads, yep. Yeah, like I said, we own estimate.com. We have a realty.com cash offer page. We have home value pages. We spent the last 6 years building out a seller-based ecosystem.
So when you're retired, are you sitting there thinking every day, hey, I got an idea how does this resonate with you?
It was something like that. It was just like I was flipping homes at the time. I'm in commercial real estate. I have about 1 million square feet of commercial office space. And it was just like, how can we do this better? And just working with the brokerages, it's all about the relationships. And like I said, I've got a couple of brokerages I'm really close with, and once you start really working with their agents and getting them to transact, and it just takes off like wildfire. That's the great thing.
What advice would you have for somebody that's just getting into the business? If they came up to you and they don't know what you do, but they knew you were in real estate, what advice would you give to a new agent?
Understand that leads take time. Understand that you're building relationships, and you can't force someone to buy a home right now. You need to build trust with them before you actually make a transaction with them. Might not be the best wording, but it's really what it is. You need to build trust and relationships. This is a relationship-based business. This is not selling even a car with a low down payment. This is the most important decision in most people's lives, and especially now with the interest rates the way they are and everything the way it is. It's like you just got to care about the person. And if you go in leading with value and leading with care and compassion, you're going to win that listing or win that buyer. You're a large team or you're an individual agent. If you need leads or territories or coaching with us, like I said, our base product starts at $25 a month, and we go all the way up to $30,000 a month with large teams. So we're a great fit for all. And one of the things we learned through our EXP partnership a couple of years ago is we used to be expensive. The average price point used to be $3,500 a customer. You couldn't come in unless you were a large team. We really looked for follow-up boss teams at the time. And now we just have a program. We have a product that fits everybody. That's one of the things that we've learned over the last 24 months is to build something that anyone can use.
What is your forecast for the rest of the year in 2026?
I think buyers are going to become really important to work with. As these listings are just sitting all around the country, and as you see people pulling things off the market, finding those qualified buyers that have urgency or reason to move, that's going to be one of the big things that's going to change, I believe, over the next 6 to 18 months.
Do you think rates will come down?
I'm hoping.
Yeah, we all are.
I'm hoping to come down. Yeah.
How would you handle, like, most of the market is very inflated. Everybody has different expectations of what their home is worth. How do you handle that?
It's just really trying to level set the clients is what I coach. It's like, here's what's sold around you. Here's how long things have been sitting on the market. Here's what, the data shows your home's worth from 5 or 6 different sources. It's all just building that relationship. So somebody might be like, well, I put on a new roof. My house is worth $100,000 more. Mm-hmm. It's not, you got to explain that's not how it works.
Absolutely. Again, being in this a long time, what you're doing is very interesting. And I think, when I initially looked at it, Lance, I thought, well, it's just copying Zillow. I think you are taking it a step further, and that you have the background that you did this. You really are coming up with a great mousetrap.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is just coaching and nurturing the agents. And the more you work with the agents, the better you can become. The more we ISA and help and training videos and live events and all that good stuff. That's really the trick there.
Lance, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. I think this was an incredible conversation. Definitely on the right track of providing a better lead generation. So I want to thank you. I really loved everything you had to say. If people want to get a hold with you and sign up and join and try out realty.com, what's the best way to do this, Lance?
They can go directly to the realty.com website, and there's a link that's called Advertise. They can fill that out right there, and we'll have a salesperson get in contact with them. Or they can go to realty.com/pro, and our $25 Realty Pro plan is on there, or our $150 per month Realty Seller Pro plan is on there, where you get seller leads every single month with no referral fee for $150, plus a bunch of other cool features. So those are the two great ways to get in touch with us. And I thank you for having me here. This has been a great day. Everything's been amazing, and I look forward to continuing work with you guys in the future.
Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Make sure to follow us on social media at MDV The Blueprint on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We post a ton of great content. And please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast channel so you never miss out on an episode. Thanks again, and see you next time.